Hi, I'm Power Monkey, and in this tutorial video I'm going to be teaching you about built-in functions. So these are the built-in functions that we're going to be looking at today. So first of all, we want to understand what built-in functions are. So they're essentially just functions that Roblox has already pre-assigned. So if we go over to the first one that we're going to be looking at, it is the print function, which this is how it looks. And this is useful for debugging. Didn't want to put that in here. There we go. This can print strings. So this is a message. And what this will do is that if we go into the output and we check that, so go in the view tab and turn on the output, and then the output will pop up if it's not already popped up for you. And what this will do is that this will just print in the output, so the output will display this message. So this is a message because that is what I have typed into the string, and it will copy this exact message and print it in the output with a timestamp. So it can also print maths. So if we do 5 plus 5, it will just print the number. And it can also print instances. So if we do local and we reference a part somewhere and then we print that, it will also print the parts. So this will print 10 in the output. So if I run this quickly, you will see that in the output it has printed this is a message and 10, which is what we expected, as you can see over here in my comments that I have written. That's pretty simple. Let's just remove that for now. So if we move on to the next built-in function that we're going to be looking at today, it is the wait function. So if we put x here, so this will essentially, let's put x here as well. So this essentially yields the thread until x seconds has elapsed. And the minimum delay is 0.029 milliseconds. So if you do wait without a number, it will wait 0.029. For example, if we do print hello and then we do wait, let's say 5 seconds, and then we do print, 5 seconds are up. So if we run this, let me put the output really quickly. So go back over here. Okay, I was too slow. So if we run this, and let me just get rid of this. As you can see, it has printed this message and then 10 and then hello and then 5 seconds are up. As you can see, this message printed at 18:41:16 and then 5 seconds later it has printed. So that's essentially what wait does. So let's move on to clone. So what this will do is that it creates a duplicate of an object and all of its descendants. And it ignores objects that are not archivable. If we do local, let's add a part really quickly. So let's just do part, insert that into the workspace. Let's rename this part Bob. And then we're just going to do local Bob equals workspace dot Bob. So we're just getting Bob with a local variable right here. We're referencing Bob. And then we're going to do local Bob twin equals Bob clone. So we're creating a clone of Bob. And then we're going to change Bob twin dot name equals Bob twin so that it doesn't have the same name. And then we're going to do Bob twin dot parent equals workspace. So we're assigning the parent to the workspace. So if I run this, you will see, let's check over here. You will see that over here, we have to wait 5 seconds. There we go. And then Bob Twin is over here. You can see Bob and Bob Twin are now both in the workspace because we created a clone of Bob. So let's reduce this to 1 second. Let's move on to the next one. So destroy. This will just destroy. Let me do that like that. So this just destroys the object and all its descendants. So if we now destroy Bob, so we've cloned Bob and now we don't want Bob anymore, so we're going to destroy Bob. If we run this, you will see that this is Bob Twin and Bob has disappeared because he has been destroyed. So he is gone and Bob Twin is the only one left. Let's change that to 1 second. Is up. There we go. And then let's move on to the next one, which is clear all children. And what this does is that it destroys all of the instances children. So for example, here in the base plate, you see the base plate has a texture. So if we were to do workspace.baseplate and then we do clear all children, what it's going to do is that it's going to clear the texture. So if we run this, so let's just duplicate this so you see it will clear all the children and not just that one thing. So as you can see, the texture has disappeared from the base plate and the base plate has no children anymore. So that's what that function does. So let's move on to the next one. So let's do wait. There's colons here as well. Let me just do that. Wait, oops, for child. What this does is that it basically yields the thread until the object is found. For example, we're going to do workspace, wait for child, base plate. Normally, if you're like in a local script and you don't know how quickly the server is going to be replicated onto the client, you're going to want to use wait for child to make sure that the object that you are looking to reference is already 100% loaded so that it doesn't return nil and cause errors in your script. It's going to yield until it finds the base plate. So obviously you wouldn't put this here when you've already called the base plate. You would put this at the top of your script before you even start using the base plate. We'll do a print message over here and we'll just do the base plate is in the workspace. You won't actually visibly be able to see this, so there's no point in me showing you over here. So let's just move on to the next one. So find first child. Do X over here. So what this is essentially going to do is that it's going to return the child of the instance whose name is equal to X over here. So let's just quickly write that up here. But if no child with given name is found, well then the function will just return nil. If, for example, if we do print workspace find first child and then we're going to do Bob, this is going to print nil because we destroyed Bob over here. So Bob's destroyed, so when this looks for an instance called Bob, it's not going to find it, so it's just going to print nil. However, if we do print workspace find first child base plate, this will just print the base plate. So if we run this, you will see it has printed nil and then it has printed the base plate over here. So let's move on to the next one now. So what is it? It's okay. So it's find first child of class. Next, so we'll do returns the child of the instance whose class name is equal to X. So here it's looking for the name, but in here we're going to be looking for the class name. So the class name is over here in the data is grey because you can't change the class name. So first of all, let me just put this little bit here, which is essentially just this bit over here, but it's class name instead of name. So if we do print workspace find first child of class part, so this will return the base plate because the base plate is a part and it is the first child of that instance, which is the workspace. However, if we do, let's do print workspace find first child of class, and then let's do a mesh part. Because there are no mesh parts over here, this is just going to return nil. So if we run this, you'll see that it has printed nil, base plate, nil. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!